I'll let you in on a secret. Most of you are already creating tactics with fantastic combinations. And the only reason why some of you aren't getting these combinations to work very well is because you're forgetting some very basic things. And on today's show, I'm going to share this with you. My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show. I have been trying to play this game and I can't get my passing combinations to work. Every time my players, they don't take advantage of the player down the flank. My wingback just dribbles the ball down the line and he gets his crosses blocked. What the hell is wrong with this game? Joey, calm down, Joey. I understand where you're coming from. You got a 4-2-3-1 is giving you trouble with your combinations. I see. Okay. On today's show, I'm going to focus on mistakes that people like Joey do whenever they play with Football Manager. And if you enjoy this kind of shows, hit the like and the subscribe button and stay notified as more of these videos start coming out. There are only 3 reasons why these kind of things will happen in people's games, right? Like yours. The first reason, you've chosen the players with the wrong footballing intelligence. The second reason is because you didn't account for traits. The third reason is going to be very simple. You created very good combinations in your tactics, but you forgot to look at team instructions. And that's basically the 3 main reasons why combinations don't really work. Because a lot of tactics in the game already have good combinations. The default tactics have good combinations. Most of the tactics I see people come up with have great combinations. And sometimes when I look at the tactic, all I see is, oh no, it's just a small little role change here, or you might be using roles that require really, really good players and you just didn't account for them. I've seen a lot of tactics lately, and we have this session on Discord where people submit their tactics and we discuss their tactics, and a lot of the tactics are actually quite good. Right? Some of them are so good, even I want to use them. Like Slipkey's latest tactic is absolutely amazing. And the thing here is, in most cases, most of you are creating tactics with fantastic combinations. You are. It's there. It's all there. But what can go wrong in tactics? And it's very, very fundamentally simple. We just had one situation where the tactic was actually quite good. The combinations were fantastic, right? And he was struggling. And all I did was change the passing directness and the tempo. And bang, his tactics started working very well together. We need to understand how traits affect combinations, because combinations allow you to build play up. Combinations allow you to seamlessly move the ball from defense into attack, and combinations allow you to come back and defend. That's basically it. So you're going to have short combinations where you might see a team playing short passing and they got a lot of these short passing triangles. And then you're going to see long combinations where you might have a counter-attacking tactic where suddenly you've got one short pass and then one long pass down to the other flank where an inside forward breaks past the defensive line and goes on to score. Now here we have to understand these combinations within a certain tactical plan. So here I have a counter-attacking tactic. So we have to understand what the combinations are that are playing in this tactic, and then we have to understand what could screw it up. So here we have 2 hold position, which is fantastic because it protects the right flank. The wingback can go down. We are, solid in the assurance that our right flank is being protected. We've got a target man dropping deep. Fantastic combinations here. Wingback going down, target man dropping deep. We've got all kinds of nice little intricate passing combinations that can occur between the wingback, DLP, and the target man, which could unlock space for the advance forward. We could have counter-attacking plays which involve the DLP. When we go to the deep line playmaker, it says it holds position as a part of his role. And this means that he is going to be an anchor that allows other roles to play off him. Phenomenal. It's great. It's great idea for combinations because you definitely want somebody to act like an anchor around which other roles can play. Sometimes when people create tactics, they forget to see that a player like this might have a trait in him. He has a trait that gets into the opposition area. So occasionally he might pop up here. If he pops up in the final third, then you might have a hole. If you lose the ball in transition, that combination falls apart and you end up having problems. So somebody else might have a tactic where he's accounted for that trait and decided, well, I'm not going to use that player because he is going to arrive late in the opposition area. I really don't want him to leave that position. So this is something that you have to bear in mind whenever you create your tactics. You have to account for traits. So there are several traits in the game that we have to be careful of. Holds position, roams from position, get further forward, runs with ball down the left or the right or even through the center, gets into our position area, plays short simple passes, move into channels and switch ball to other flank, because all these traits affect your combinations. This is a phenomenal combination down one flank of the pitch, a wingback and a Carrerello. Now, they will work to bring the ball up the pitch. Imagine if the Carrerello had gets into our position area as a trait. Now, what will happen with the Carrerello is occasionally, instead of being a player that avoids the boxes, he ends up in the opposition box. And then when he ends up in the opposition box, the wingback could be left to defend this area of the pitch all by himself. Now here, this is a good example of us taking that into account by placing a ball-winning midfielder right in the center of the park. So this combination actually now accounts for this player who is going to stay wide to support the wing back, and the DLP who occasionally decides he wants to go attacking the box. So whenever we create combinations, we have to pay attention to player traits. It's something that is in the game that we should account for. Daljit, you know, I play with playmakers all the time, but my playmakers, they don't make the right passes. I want them to play the ball into, he's supposed to be a playmaker, right? He's supposed to split open the defense. Now, why is not that? That's not happening in my game. He's not finding the wing back. Help me out, please. Joey, did you look for the trait, play short, simple passes? Short, simple passes? That's another trait that's in the game. Play short, simple passes. It can appear on a playmaker. That can totally throw your playmaker out of whack, because you've got a game. You want to split open a team. He's got dictates tempo and play short, simple passes. It's the world's worst combination, because all he does is he plays short, simple passes while he dictates tempo. I mean, honestly, what can we do? Because that trait is going to affect the way you play. So while you may want that playmaker to suddenly unlock the flank where a wingback is bombing down that side, it might not happen because he's got play short, simple passes. These are traits that you want to pay attention to. Traits like move into channels on strikers encourages them to go wide, right? So they will support play. It's fantastic. It's not a bad trait to have. Like I personally have specifically chosen move into channels, but that combination may work really well for a shadow striker you want as a top scorer. If you played a 4-2-3-1 and you have two strikers on top and both of them move into channels, guess what happens? They pull defenders away and the shadow striker attacks the box and he becomes your top goal striker, because those two who move into channels, they like to pull a defender out of his position. So camping systems that go camping. If you have a striker that moves into channels, it's a double-edged sword. The striker leaves the box. You better have somebody attacking the box, or else, you know, who's going to be at the end of your crosses? So these are things that we want to be aware of whenever we have traits. So whenever you create a tactic, pay attention to the traits, because traits will affect how your combinations work. Daljit, is this the reason why you don't train traits on every player? I thought you're supposed to give every single player a trait, like 7 or 8 at one go, right? Gets into opposition areas, a good trait. See, Joey, this is the reason why I don't go around teaching traits to every single player in the game, because traits have a tendency of screwing a tactic over. Now, let's take a look at this tactic. We've got a 4-2-3-1. Brilliant tactics, very simple. Got wing back driving the line here. We got a fullback, more intelligent, will hold the ball back, will be a fantastic outlet. He will be able to play the ball through the lines here, looking for the advance forward occasionally, which is going to be fantastic because we've got two different kinds of attacking combinations on the left and the right. But traits can definitely take this tactic apart. If this central midfielder on support gets into opposition area, then what will happen is he might vacate the space and end up inside the opposition area, while our wing back is attacking and our inverted wingers in the other opposition half. And this entire area, if we do not get a shot on target or shot on goal, but instead lose the ball during the transition, our back line becomes vulnerable to balls over the top. And this is why the combination can fail. So whenever we create any kind of a combination, Joey, what you have to pay attention to is your ball moving seamlessly from defense, midfield to attack. So the one thing that can mess a tactic up in this game are going to be traits. So you want to be very, very, very careful about traits. Here we have one role that moves into channel. So occasionally he will drift wide to support play when the wingback and the Carrero combine well to go down the left flank, because this is what they will do. This guy stays wide, and this is a wingback that's going to hug the line. So these two are going to work together to bring the ball up. The advanced forward will occasionally move to the channels to support the play. This means that the target man might drift into the center, becoming a goal-scoring target. Very nice. Now, if the ball moves down the right flank, we've got a target man on support. He doesn't move into channels. He's going to drift here. He's going to hang around this side of the pitch, the central areas of the pitch, allowing us to build play up. So he becomes a nice little target for counter-attacking play. All the deep-lying playmaker has to do is to find him. He holds up the ball, and then he looks for the advanced forward. It's a very simple combination. So whenever we create tactics like this, we have to think about our long and our short combinations. Here, we have a no-nonsense central defender who is occasionally just going to poof the ball. Great, that's simple. But what if we end up with a tactic like this, which is very common? Quite a number of people set up their tactics like this with shorter passing. And you know what happens as a result of this? All the passing burden falls on this DLP. This DLP then becomes the poor person that has got to make all the risky passes, because he's the only player that's playing risky passes. And you know what everybody else then does is, I need to find my DLP. I've seen Daljit do this. It seems to work all the time. Now what has happened is everybody is taking risky passes. This just gives the ball back to the opposition. It doesn't help you in any other way. So your combinations are already working. All you got to do is either tell individual players to go direct. So you can ask this player to go direct. You can ask this player to go direct. And you can ask this player to go direct. Right? So you can choose this method and keep everybody playing shorter passing. Or you can just simply move the passing meter to mixed passing. Now everybody is playing mixed passing because your mentality is cautious. It doesn't mean every Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Sally is going to start playing long passes. It just means that they are going to be very cautious about the passes that they play. That's all. Okay, so this is one option in the game. So you have this option in the game to improve your tactics. So all you've got to do when you create a tactic like this is pay attention to two things, right? So when you go into a game, the first thing you want to do is you want to look at your players, making sure that you have the right kind of players in your tactic. And that was the objective of our first show. Our first show focused on players with footballing intelligence. The second show, Joey, was on team instructions and how you can create the blocks that you need in the game. Today's show is focused on duty combinations and why they can fail, because guess what? Most of you out there are already making great tactics, right? So, I mean, it's very rare that some of you are making bad tactics. The only reason why some of your tactics are failing is because A, you didn't choose the right players. B, you forgot about traits. C, you didn't think about your passing instructions. That's it. These are three main reasons why some of these duty combinations can fail. Now, in the next couple of shows, I'm going to show you different kinds of combinations, like a great combination to break the offside trap. A good combination to beat the high pressing system, the best playmaking combination for tiki-taka system. Like, for example, if you want to create a 4-3-3 system, right? If you go into the game, there's a fantastic way of looking at these tactics. So if you go in here, you got tiki-taka, right? And you come in here, one of the best tiki-taka systems is actually this one. Roaming playmaker, advanced playmaker, and deep line playmaker. Yes, Miles, I heard you saying, you're telling a lot of people that you should only use one playmaker. Then why the heck are your developers giving us these kind of presets? Man, Miles is confusing everybody. This is one of the best presets in the game. You know why? It's got 3 playmakers that help you keep the ball in the center. Holy guacamole, this works wonderfully well if you know what you're doing. So all you got to do is make sure you got the right players. But you know what's the funny thing about this tactic? You see, when they created these presets, they always have some small flaw in them, right? So when you look at this preset, all you got to do is change this. Right? This requires the team to have really good off the ball and movement to get into the final third. But once you understand, occasionally you might want to have a long combination, right? You may want this guy to play a more intelligent game. You might want him to maybe go down the flanks as a fullback on support, or just making sure that he brings the ball up. This guy's going to punch through the middle. Maybe I want this guy to attack the middle too. So I've got these 2 guys attacking the middle, this guy dropping off, this guy going down this way, and I want a bit more variety in my passing. So all I got to do is just move the passing directness to standard, and I've got players now looking to play longer passes on the pitch. We still hold shape, we're still pressing high up the pitch. You know, the tactic is still going to work. So the combinations these combinations allow you to keep the ball in the center of the park, allowing you to drive possession. There are some combinations in the game that are really, really good, right? The three playmaker combination or the two playmaker combination allows you to keep the ball in the center of the park because playmakers are hard-coded to be magnets of the ball. They attract the ball. So on future shows, what I will be doing is I'm going to be talking about combinations in different kinds of setups. What is a great low compression combination? What's a great high compression combination? So what I want from you, yes, I definitely need some help from you guys. So in the comments below, I want to know what formation you want me to cover next. So that will be the goal of the next show, and we'll talk about the combinations for that formation. So give me your formation in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Do you want a 4-2-3-1? Do you want a 4-1-3-2? Do you want a 4-3-1-2? Just list it down and tell me what formation you want. The formation that gets the most comments, right, the one that I see the most of, will be the formation that we pick for the next show. So I want to thank everybody for contributing to this show's to the channel, in one way or the other, with your likes, with your subscriptions, you keeping the ad blockers off, and putting yourself through the ads. It certainly helped get the show out to more and more people. If you found this show helpful, then hit the like and the subscribe button and stay notified. Once again, I want to thank my patrons for their support of the channel. You make these kind of shows possible for the rest of the community. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.